When I was just 12 years old, God began stirring in me a love for the orphan, a longing for the mission field, and a deep connection to nature and animals, specifically farm animals. I didn't fully understand it then, but he was planting a vision that would become HOPEfull Pastures more than 20 years later. One of those sparks came when I listened to a broadcast of Dr. James Dobson interviewing Kim Meter, founder of the Crystal Peaks Youth Ranch. Kim shared how her world shattered at age 9 when she became an orphan, and how God used the little wild horse her grandmother bought for her to begin healing her heart. As she spoke, I sat in tears. Her story resonated deeply because I too had experienced healing through the quiet strength of a horse. During elementary and middle school, I faced painful bullying, and it was my horse, Rosie, the one that my dad bought for me when I was 12 years old, that became my safe place. There is something sacred about the bond between a child and a horse, the calm, the trust, the way that they listen without judgment. The motto of Crystal Peaks, matching broken children with broken animals, became the heartbeat of what we would do one day and adopt and adapt into our own ministry. Growing up on my parents' dairy farm, I saw firsthand how God uses his creation to restore what is broken. Around the same age, through the influence of Connie Jarvis Sadek, God placed a burden on my heart for orphans and missions. I didn't realize it at the time, but those 3 seeds, a farm, a horse, and a call to serve, were the beginnings of HOPEfull Pastures. Years later, my husband and I became licensed foster parents. Like many foster families, we walked through seasons of exhaustion and lack of support. And we became part of the statistic of families who stepped back from fostering and quit fostering because of a lack of critical support. But even in those hard seasons, God was still at work, and he expanded our vision and strengthened us. And that is how HOPEfull Pastures began. Over the years, we had the privilege of caring for 36 children in our home, most of whom we reunited with their birth families, along with more than 25 children through respite care. Every child carries both pain and promise. And with each story, God reminded us that the healing often comes through his creation and through relationships rooted in love. We love children and we love animals, and that's where our heart beats the loudest. HOPEfull Pastures was born out of a heart for the fatherless, the healing impact of my own horse, and the powerful inspiration of Kim Meter's testimony, combined with our fostering journey, is when we officially launched HOPEfull Pastures in 2020 during the global pandemic. Animals offer a uniquely safe, non-judgmental space where children can process and heal. Research affirms it, but more importantly, we've witnessed it with our own eyes. There's an unspoken connection between a child and an animal that helps break down walls, builds trust, and opens hearts. That connection becomes the bridge between the child and their mentor, what we call a pasture pal. Our mission is to address the growing foster care crisis by offering animal-assisted interventions for the family as a whole, breaking generational cycles of trauma through love, connection, and faith. We serve children ages 5 to 21, because you can be in the foster care system until you're 21. Foster, adoptive, kinship, and at-risk birth families, while also providing mentorship for parents. We began our very first session in January of 2021 with just one little boy and one dad. And today we serve families referred by Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Butler County Children's Services, Focus on Youth, other fostering agencies, Children and Family First Council, local schools, counseling agencies, churches, and personal referrals. Each child that goes through our program is paired with a trauma-informed volunteer, their pasture pal, and an animal friend. Our First Steps program is for ages 5 to 8, and they focus on animal care, bonding, trust, play, and faith-based lessons that restore the child's spirit. Our empowered lessons provided by Envision Partnerships for ages 9 to 21 build on the foundations with character, emotional wellness, diversity awareness, and skills for healthy relationships. While children are in session, parents participate in our mentorship program. Through our partnership with Tried and True, all new families receive TBRI, which is Trust-Based Relational Intervention, and returning families continue mentorship through New Oaks Community, the Father's House, strengthening trust and connection at home. Over the past 5 years, God has enabled us to provide prevention education and training for entire families, including trauma-informed care, suicide prevention, character building, life skills, and financial wellness, all through our ministry partners. At its heart, HOPEfull Pastures is a place where healing begins, lives come into order, peace is found, and encouragement rises. Thank you so much for being part of this story, for believing in hope, for sowing into lives, and for helping God's vision to take root and grow.